Yeah, I know it's kind of late, but I just came over here to give a shout out to Benard Hopkins for winning his rematch against Jean Pascal this past weekend. Um, he won the WBC Light Heavyweight belt to become the oldest fighter in history to win a major world title. Uh, and to think about it, he did it against a guy that's 28 years old, a strong young fighter. I know he fights kind of amateurish, but he did it in this guy's country. You know, he goes to Canada and wins the belt. I was shocked. You know, uh, I felt like the fight would probably be like the first fight. I had bought into the hype, you know, from the press conference and the face-off with Max Kellerman. I bought into it. You know, I thought it was going to be more exciting. It was a little more. I guess it was a little more exciting than the first one, but you know, a lot of people didn't buy into it. They thought Hopkins would be a lot more cautious, you know, since he got knocked down twice in that first fight. But I just felt like, you know, these guys truly didn't like each other, and you know, I knew I know some of the talk was, you know, just to get people to watch, but I knew it was going to be some fireworks in there, and you always going to have Benard's holding and headbutting and all the little dirty tactics he do. But you know, I used to hate on Benard for his style. You know, I said that if he had a son, it would be Andre Ward. But you know, I mean, he's 46 years old, so at this stage, it seemed like he would do more grabbing and holding. It seems like he's holding less, you know. But anyway, I've come to almost respect his, you know, the way he fights, because it's old school, it's gritty, it's do whatever it takes to win. That's why I respect Andre Ward too, but I just don't like their style. And he's what, about 26, 27 years old. He shouldn't have to use those tactics, you know. He has so much speed. But anyway, this is about Benard Hopkins. I just can't believe every time this guy fights, I just think, especially what happened with Roy Jones early that day with that brutal KO, I was thinking, man, could this be the night? You know, could this be the night that Benard finally gets caught with that punch? Because, you know, in his last 2-3 fights, he's been, you know, sort of opening up more, taking more chances, and he's actually been getting hurt. I mean, he got hurt in the last fight, he got hurt in this fight, and I was just thinking, man, how long can he go? I mean, all the guys that were fighting in his era are done, or at least around his age, other than Holyfield. I was thinking Lennox Lewis is around that age too. But everybody's done. I mean, Tyson, Lewis, all those guys, I mean, this guy's still fighting and still looking younger than the guys that he's fighting. I mean, he looked like the younger guy this weekend. I mean, yeah. He was actually coming forward in the later rounds. I could not believe it. He did get hurt in that last round, and you know, he was holding on for dear life. But I just can't believe it. And you know, I'm just thinking, how far can this dude take this? I think that he should retire. You know, he's done everything. Actually, when you know, how many times have he been written off? I mean, I wrote him off after the Calzaghe fight. I said, man, I'm never watching this guy again. I'm tired of the way he fights. He's old. Freddie Roach had even mentioned, you know, certain things in that fight that he didn't like. I didn't think he looked good in that fight. Maybe it was just Joe Calzaghe was that good, you know. Maybe Joe Calzaghe was underrated. and you know, because look at the way Hopkins looked since then. I mean, he destroyed Kelly Pavlik. He beat up Roy Jones. I know I didn't see that fight, but you know, from what I hear, neither one of them looked too good. I mean, I think he fought a tune-up. I didn't see that fight. And all this time off as he's getting older and older. And then these last two fights, he's looked better than I've to me than the last couple years. I mean, this guy's throwing more punches. He's letting his hands go. I know he has a lot of haters. I used to could not stand his style, but like the more and more I watch him, and then I watch the younger fighters, I just realized that this is the last of the old school gritty fighters. You know, this is it. This is the last of the old school fighters. You know, and I'm just gonna appreciate the guy while he's still here. You know. I know he says a lot of things that turn people off. You know, he does have a big mouth. He talks a lot of shit, but I mean, at the end of the day, you got to respect this guy. So you know, I salute him. I don't know what he does from here. I felt like, you know, with this accomplishment, becoming the oldest fighter to ever win a major title, I felt like this is the perfect way to go out. You know, I think his contract says that he's supposed to fight Chad Dawson next. I think that'll be a okay fight. I don't necessarily think it'll be as good as either of his fights with Pascal, just because of their style. And Chad, even with Emmanuel Stewart, he just seems too laid back, and he just doesn't seem like the kind of fighter that will make B-Hop fight. You know, he likes to land and cut and counter punch, and it's just not his demeanor to go in there and be rough. But we'll see. You know, if that fight happens, I would love to see him fight Lucian Bute. I think it'll be a good fight. Bute has power. He's crafty. He's very underrated in my opinion. But I think it'll be a good fight and a dangerous fight, because actually favor Bute in that fight. You know, just like every fight of Hopkins lately, I always favor the other guy, and he pulls that rabbit out of the hat. It's just incredible. But you know, he has power, and Benard does like to, you know, come forward with his head, and I can just see Bute landing one of those uppercuts, and he does place his punches real well, and I don't know, it could be, you know, he's getting shaken up, you know, a couple of times he got hurt at least 3 times Saturday. He may not have shown it, but you could see a little wobble. You could see, you know, a little. You could see he was stunned. So he'd really have to watch out. But he just does it again, and I just salute him, man.